Have you ever asked yourself, how long do I actually have to warm up? Well, I want to answer that question now. Stay tuned. First of all, let me say, you are a human being, and as a singer, you will be different every day. So your voice will be different, your body will feel different every single day. So I can tell you from my own experience, there are days when I feel I hardly have to warm up. Usually those are days when it's also a little warmer outside and where I've done some physical activity. Now the physical activity doesn't just affect your body, but of course your voice, because your voice is part of your body. And when I went for a run in the morning, or I did some physical exercise or some work that was really hard, I always noticed that my voice is affected in a positive way because the circulation and the blood is in there more. So it actually kind of warms up my voice just a little bit without even vocalizing. I once was in an opera production and I rode my bike there every day. It was about 20 minutes bike ride and I hardly had to warm up. I really didn't. It was early in the morning. It was like 10 o'clock-ish. I started around 9:30 or 9:30. I left the house, and by the time I arrived at the rehearsal, we had all day rehearsals, 8 hours. So I didn't even have to warm up. That was really convenient. So that matters. Also, there are days when maybe the day before you didn't sleep well or you did a lot vocally, and those will be days when your voice, it's almost like your muscles are a little tight, and so it takes more stretching, more care, more slow warming up than on days when you are totally rested. So make sure you always take that into account. The next thing is also, it really also depends on your voice type. I always see it that darker, heavier voices tend to take a little longer to warm up than brighter, lighter voices. So if you have a big voice, it may take a little longer to warm you up versus if you have a really bright and light voice. I usually don't take a long time to warm up. It happens pretty quickly, usually. Quicker than for some colleagues who have a much bigger, darker voice. So the lower voices usually could take a little longer. I think maybe it's because the vocal cords are shaped differently. They're maybe bigger and thicker and it takes a little longer. I'm not sure if that's the explanation, but I see this among all of my colleagues and students that there's this tendency for the heavier, darker voices to just take longer. So take all these things into account when you warm up. Now, you also want to make sure that you know what you're gonna do on that day. Sometimes you don't want to just do a lot of really demanding kind of repertoire, and maybe you don't have to warm up as much. And sometimes you want to do really, really, really difficult stuff, like that's pushing you to the limit. So then you really want to make sure you are so well warmed up, that way you don't hurt anything. It's like almost if you're just gonna go for a really comfortable run, very slow paced, maybe you don't quite have to warm up as much. But if you're going to do some workouts, really high impact athletic stuff, if you're a tennis player and you're going to have a match, you really want to make sure you're warmed up. So when those moments come up where you have to just suddenly have an outburst of energy and take all the muscle strength you have, you want to make sure your body can take it and not get hurt. It's really important. I sometimes have days where I just do really easy stuff because I know I'm just going to kind of mark my repertoire. I'm not going to really sing it out loud. But before I sing out high demanding, really high stuff, I really have to be warmed up. So as you see, it's up to you to feel when your voice is well warmed up, and it will be different every day, and it will be different for everyone, and it will also be different depending on what you want to do with your voice. I hope this answers your question. Always make sure you take care of your voice because you only have one instrument. You can't buy a new one. You can't really repair it like a broken string. You just put a new one on and after a few minutes, it's okay. Really make sure you take care of your instrument, take care of your body, your health, also your mind, because your mind will affect your body and your voice. Have a wonderful day. Hope you're going to be back next time. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet. And until next time, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye.